guess what? He's replacing the chain.
Not only did he and donors replace the necklace, but they also helped fix the family's broken down van, which is why the young girl was riding the bus to begin with.
I grew up not having much. Good morning. So that is the driving force.
The Hood Santa walked away from a career as a successful music producer and nowadays gives back to the community where he grew up.
This is why, is we get to bring a couple smiles to the neighborhood, right?
Yes, that's right.
And with each box, he's hoping he can inspire just one other person to spread the spirit of giving.
If he can do it, and he's from the same neighborhoods as we are, why can't we do it? You can do it.
Leslie Marin, Kcal News.
You want white or blue?
Thanks for watching Kcal News at 8. Kcal News at 9 with Juan Fernandez starts right now.
This is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
I'm Gio Insignares live in Malibu where shots were fired and a standoff ends in an arrest. We'll walk you through the chaotic situation.
Happy Friday, everyone. All eyes on the weekend, and boy, it's going to be a good one. How warm it gets near you next, Juan?
The supply is coming back into balance with the demand, and people shouldn't have any trouble finding a nice tree this year.
Concerns about the Christmas tree supply in some areas. We're finding out what it means for your holiday preps. Good evening, everyone. I'm Juan Fernandez. Pat Harvey is off tonight. Our top story here is breaking news at 9 o'clock. Simi Valley Police in pursuit of a driver behind the wheel of a stolen car out of San Diego. The suspects led officers on a chase, weaving in and out of traffic on freeways and then surface streets, often shutting off their lights. Eventually, two suspects ditched the car in East Hollywood and took off running. One suspect was taken into custody quickly. The second suspect was caught later after he tried to hide out in some alleys. Luckily, no one here was hurt. Now to our other top story. Governor Newsom and state Democrats are preparing to take on President-elect Trump's, focused on how to counter Trump if he tries to roll back any number of policies and regulations in the Golden State. On Monday, the state legislature will convene a special session. And Kcal News political reporter Tom Waite talked to an expert about what could really be accomplished here. Tom?
Well, it's going to be interesting because this could be symbolic, but it could also be, it could be effective in terms of a legal strategy. So we'll have to see. We'll see how it plays out. So Governor Newsom and President-elect Trump have a complicated relationship. Publicly, they've attacked each other, but privately, they've also worked well together. Still, on policy, they disagree on most of the big issues, and Newsom says he wants a battle plan for when the next Trump term begins.
Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom.
At his rallies, then candidate Donald Trump often took aim at Governor Gavin Newsom.
You have one of the worst governors in the country, Gavin Newsom.
As President Trump is set to begin his second term, Newsom says he's ready for battle. Part of Newsom's plans include calling the democratically controlled state legislature into a special session that will begin on Monday.
As it relates to the special session, that's a special session to focus on litigation, preparation. As it relates to the reality, it's not a theoretical exercise. We know what happened the last time Donald Trump was president.
During Trump's first term, California sued the federal government more than 100 times over regulations, and a majority of those lawsuits were successful. Trump has recently renewed his attacks on California over environmental regulations, water storage, and forest management. But how or if Trump targets the Golden State when he retakes the White House is not clear. Professor of Politics Jack Pitney.
Mostly symbolic. They can provide budget authority for a legal fight. But the exact dimensions of that legal fight depends on what Trump actually does. And we don't know that for sure. He talks big, talking about mass deportation, lots of other things. But if we've learned anything in the past 8 years is that there is often a big gap between what Trump says and what Trump does.
Trump already blasted the special session, posting that Newsom is trying to kill the state and block things that can be done to make California great again. Professor Pitney says what legal battles lie ahead will become clearer as Trump's cabinet picks become official.
I expect environmental policy is going to be a point of contention, not necessarily on the first day. We won't know what those policies are until the policies are in place, until we have an EPA administrator in place, until Trump has a legislative agenda. So the number of things that the legislature can fight early in January could be very limited.
All right, it's been almost a month since the election. According to the Cook Report's latest tally, Trump is now under 50% in the popular vote nationwide. He's at 49.8%, meaning more people voted against Trump than voted for him in the election. His popular vote lead over Harris, 1.55%. That's one of the smallest margins of victory in recent history in terms of the popular vote. Juan?
All right, Tom, thank you. To developing news tonight, shots fired from a hillside home in Malibu. Tonight, a suspect is in custody. KCAL's Gio Insignaris live in Malibu tonight, where he's been talking to shaken neighbors throughout the night. Gio.
Juan, good evening. Fortunately, no one was injured in this situation, and what could very well be described as chaotic. More than a handful of people who live here or have friends and family who live here say this is typically a quiet area, a quiet neighborhood. But this road, the only way in and out of this neighborhood, was closed for hours before finally being reopened. Fear and confusion in a Malibu neighborhood tonight following an intense standoff ending with a man in custody.
I was a bit scared, yeah. I was startled. It never usually happens anything around here.
According to the LA County Sheriff's Department, deputies responded to the area of Carbon Mesa Road at roughly 1:50 p.m. after receiving reports of gunfire. After they got to the scene, officials say deputies were fired at by the suspect. No one was injured. The suspect was eventually arrested without any problems a little before 3:30 p.m., according to LASD. Large response during that time captured overhead by Kcal as friends and family checked on loved ones who were waiting for the all clear. Ryan Mendelson says he rushed over to check on his mom once he heard what was going on.
I called my mom back and I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, don't worry. Like, PJ's just scary, so don't rush down the street."
Others, like Roxy, who's lived here for 45 years, the situation was a complete surprise. She was out shopping with family before she came back and was unable to go to her house because of the street closures put in place by deputies.
So we went to get something to eat and then came back again. And then I parked here and we waited out.
The Department's Special Enforcement Bureau, their version of SWAT, was also on hand to help. Meanwhile, residents were told to stay inside and wait.
My friend who lived above it, they said, you either have to leave, you won't come back for a while until this is all sorted, or you can stay, but you cannot leave no matter what.
For Darcy, he says he managed to get a closer look at the scene from a different vantage point before eventually deciding to come back down.
And I got so scared because you could see like all the cops like up there, and then I didn't know if it was this house or another house, but I saw a black house with the window and then a guy running back and forth, and I got so scared. I was like, oh, I don't want him to see me.
Crews later cleared the scene and people were allowed back up to their homes.
I think Malibu's a great city to live in. It's always been safe and everyone loves Malibu. It's one of these rare occurrences that happens, and it sucks, but thank God that we're okay and everyone's safe.
And still a lot of questions about who this suspect was and what exactly led up to this standoff. We've reached out to the Sheriff's Department with those questions, and once we get those answers, we'll pass it along to you. For now, in Malibu, I'm Gio Insignaris, KCAL News.
Gio, thank you. A devastating day after Thanksgiving house fire. Flames tore through the Colton home of a family of 8. The 6 kids were trapped upstairs with their mother and had to jump out the second-story window to safety. The family had lived here for several years and was working to restore it.
The family was screaming for help, and I believe they said we're burning or we're dying.
Just dedicated so much work, and for him to see all that gone, you know, it's just really sad for him. He has nothing's left of this house. All his belongings.